7 yesterday we talked about these words. For example, we also said genre.
January.
Genre means the type. So if we're looking at if we're talking about books, then we have books that are different types. So yesterday we did
Band.
so we were left at spend, right?
Yes.
So yesterday we talked about spend, which is good. Right. So as we were talking about span, we had the word. Which one is it? For example, we are saying here we're talking about spend and talking about what do we spend? We spend money or we spend time, right? Or we spend time. Right. So when you're done, just tell me what so that we can continue. All right, so we're talking about spending, and we had said we spend time and money, right? All right. What about the next one? This one?
Pay.
Pay. Very good. So usually we pay money, right? Right.
Yes.
So yes. All right. So here we pay somebody, right, for something, right?
Hello, Kuka.
So we pay somebody for something, right? We pay somebody for something, which is also good. Oh, yeah. So, but also let's take in mind, we can also say pay a visit, right?
Yeah.
To pay a visit, it is to go and visit somebody. We can use this word in many different ways, but which is good.
Yeah.
But we also we can use this one. All right, I want to pay a visit, right? That is to visit somebody and go to somebody, and also we can say pay attention, right? So we've got pay a visit, right? And then we've got pay attention, right?
Yes.
That is good. So when you grow and also understand much of English, you will understand people say there's a certain joke people say, right? Let's just put it for disclosure. Joke say, this is a joke. People will say, I'm so broke that I can't even pay attention, right? That is good. So that is one joke about paying attention, like paying attention. All right. So as we are continuing, right, let's see the next one we have said to pay. And then the next one is
Cost.
no. After pay, we've got another word which is what?
Take.
Take, right. So what do we take?
We take somebody
Oh, very good. We can take somebody to dinner,
to do
right?
something.
To do something that is good, right? And also, but here we are talking about money, right?
Yeah.
it takes somebody time to do something, right? Here we're talking about when we say here, right? It takes somebody to take somebody that is time to do something. It takes somebody time to do something. For remember, so it means it takes time, right? So that would be the cost of doing that, right? For example, the time for me to teach you, that is the cost of what? Of that money. All right. So we have to see some remunerations. All right. So that is okay. As we're going to the next one, what do we have? The next one,
Cost.
very good. Cost, right? As cost, what is the cost? We are talking about money, right?
Yeah.
Right. It takes time to do something that is right. Cost somebody some money, right? Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what did you do? You broke my phone. It cost me a lot of money. That is what we can actually say. Okay. Or we can say, here's a car. Be careful. Don't scratch it. It costs a lot of money. Right?
Yeah.
We'll see how we can use these words in a sentence and they come up exactly nice. All right, so let's go to the next part. We have something to participate. Right? We have this part where we're talking about to participate. Here we are talking about doing something to take part in, right? That is to participate, right? The word is participate. So here, participate. So that is a participate. Right. To participate. All right, so let's look at this one. The first one is
Join.
very good. So here we've got this to join. So to join, all right. So here we're talking about someone who is, what are we here? Can you say it in English?
Join some club.
Very good. To join organization or a club, to become a new member, right? To become a new member of an organization or a club. That is wonderful. Right. So he said, I want to join the swimming club, right?
Yeah.
Right. I want to join the swimming club, or I want to join the charity organization, right? For the less privileged. I want to join. Right. Oh, you should come and join our chess club, or you should come and join our literature reading club or our magazine club. Right. So that is to join. Yeah. So let's look at this part. What?
Take part in.
Very good. And that is to take part in, right? That is also to join in or participate or be involved in, right? Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So where are you going? We are going to search for the blue diamond, right? Oh, I want to take part in this adventure, right?
Yes.
Oh, please let me take part in this adventure, right? Yeah. So you can actually, that is to asking for people to join. You're asking for those people to join, or you can ask someone to join and say, would you want to take part in our search for the blue diamond, right? And then, which is also same as participate.
Participate.
Party, say party.
Participate.
Very good. Participate.
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 Very good. Participate. Right.
Participate.
Very good. For you to get it, you have to first pronounce it a little bit slow. Like, for example, you actually say participate. Participate, which is participate. Participate. Right? Once you get it, you can actually say participate. To the next part, which is screen, which is
Get.
get. Right. So what are we talking about when we say get? What is the relation of get? The other one is
Arrive.
other one is.
Reach.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about destination, location? Right? So this part we are talking about what? The destination of arriving somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, we say, how do we get to Mount Kilimanjaro, right? How do we get to Victoria Falls, right? Right? In order for you to get to Hong Kong, you need to book a flight. Very good, right?
Yeah.
One, let's look at arrive.
Arrive in some place.
Right, arrive in a certain place. Very good. Right, for example, arrive in, which is a big location, right? For example, we talk about a big location. I have arrived in China, right?
Yeah.
Right, so, and then what about arrive at?
Arrive at some small place.
Yes, arrive at just some small place, small location, a small place. And which, how do we put, so I have said I have arrived in China. Can you make a sentence using a small place? I have arrived.
I have arrived at. I'm sorry. I have arrived at. I've arrived at Shanghai.
I've arrived in Shanghai, or we can actually say I've arrived at the shopping mall. I've arrived in Shanghai. In Shanghai, Shanghai is a little bit bigger. It's a little bigger, right? Because it has a vast location, right? But
Yeah.
right, but when we start talking about certain small cities, right? I am in Shanghai. I've arrived in Shanghai, right? I have arrived in China. Those, and then we can say I have arrived at the shopping mall. I'm waiting for you, right? I've arrived at my school, and there was no one there because it was a Saturday, right? That is what we have said. I have arrived at my school I arrived at my school and there was no one there because it was a Saturday. Like, oh, silly me, right? I forgot it was a Saturday. Right, so that is what we can actually say here. Right. So, what about reach?
Reach someplace.
Right. So, reach a certain location. So what can we say? Can you give me an example of reach?
Reach. Reach. Reach.
All right. So, right. So this is Mount Kilimanjaro, and my destination is the mountain top. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how can you use reach using mountain top? At the Mount Kilimanjaro, you should find out what is Mount Kilimanjaro. That is a beautiful mountain, which is one of the uh, highest mountain, and we have some people climbing it, and it is got some magnificent views. So, what do we say about mountain tops? What do you say? I have reached the mountain top, right?
Yeah.
I've reached the top of the mountain, right?
Yeah.
I have reached the top of the mountain, which is quite nice, much better. Right. Uh, can you say? Can you ask someone a question like, for example, have you reached your destination, right?
Yeah.
Right. So have you reached your destination? Yes or no? I haven't reached my destination. That will be something quite okay as we're going there. Right. So do we have some any questions as we are proceeding to the next step? Do you have certain questions here?
No.
No. All right. So let's see what is like is right. So which is what do you think about this one? It is what we saw last time, and what did we say these words are? Remember when we talked about electrical appliances, when we talked about buttons, and we talked about press, we met these type of words and we said they are so we say these words are phrasal verbs, right? Turn on. All right. For example, let's look. All right. So what we have verbs which are here. So we will try to cover them as much as we can. All right. So number one is
Turn on.
very good. Turn on, which is of an electrical appliance, right? For example, we have electrical appliance. You can say, please turn on the TV, right?
Yeah.
Oh, please. And then we have the opposite of turning, right? The opposite of turn on is turn off.
turn off.
Very good. As we're looking at turn off, right? What is it? Turn off. Well, we can turn off. Please turn off the TV. All right. And then as we look at the next one, it is
Turn
up, or what do we turn down?
we turn up
All right, so we can turn up the volume, which is this part, right? We can turn up the volume, and right, so then we can see turn up, which is the part of appearance, right? Which is appearance, which is means when we say appearance, it means people coming to, right, coming for a certain event or a certain meeting. For example, there was a good turn up for, right, there was a good number of turn up, right, for the volunteering charity work, right? People who volunteered for charity work, there was a good number, right? There was a good turn up, right? So if you say there was a good turn up, people appeared, right?
yeah.
Right. People came to support, or we said, oh, okay, Isabel was representing Shanghai in her swimming competition, and there was a large turn up of people, of the local people in Shanghai, in support of her. That is what we can actually have a good sentence of that, like people coming to support you in your thing, what you are doing. All right, as we're looking at the next part, it is so you see, as we before we go, right, we are saying turn up is good, to turn down, to turn up, right, which is the volume, or which is the electrical appearance of lights, and then people coming. The next one, which is turn down,
Turn
sorry,
Hmm?
turn down.
Turn down.
So what do we have for turn down? Right. As we're saying turn down, we are looking at turn down in the next point of saying, right, which is the opposite of turn up, right? Up,
Yeah.
right, and then turn down. So this is literally something that is we're saying turn up, right, which is this arrow going upwards, right, and then turn down, this arrow going downwards. So which means if we had said about volume, here it is also volume of reducing, right? So we are reducing the volume here of a certain appliance, for example, of a speaker, right? And we are speaking a little bit low. That is what we are saying here. And then we look at this next point. We are saying refuse, right? Turn down, right? All right. Okay. So what? Oh, my father turned down the job. Right. We can say my father turned down the promotion, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because, right, it is to refuse. They say, no, I cannot take the promotion because he had to move to Beijing, right? That is something that that was the reason why he turned down he refused the promotion, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So, and then we can say, okay, Isabel, right, here's an offer to study here's an offer, right? We are giving you right, to give you, right, what can we have? A scholarship, or we can give you something to study in Germany, right?
Yeah.
And then you say no. If you say no to study in Germany, right? And then you say no, that is to turn down the offer, right? Right?
Yeah.
You turn down the offer. If you say no, right, is to turn down the offer. Why did you turn down the offer? Maybe someone will ask you and say, why did you turn down the offer? I turned down the offer because I have no relatives in Germany. I don't know anyone in Germany. That is to refuse and say no, right?
Yeah.
Turn down is to say no. Right, that is right. So remember that one. Okay. And we look at the next one here. What do we have? Take off.
Take off.
Take off. Very good, right? So what we have, we've got a take off, right? Right?
Mm.
Right. Which is usually done in aeroplanes, right?
Yeah.
All right. Right, so we have an aeroplane flying, that is a takeoff. And from takeoff, right, it is when the aeroplane starts flying from the ground, right? It is when
Yeah.
we have the aeroplane uh, starts flying, right? And then the wheels are no longer touching the ground. That is a takeoff. That is what we say. It had a nice takeoff, and right, there was no disturbance, no turbulences, which was good, right? And then we have right, okay. And then the other part is where we have career. When we're talking about career, is right, your job status, right? Your job status, what you do, right?
Yeah.
Right. His career just took off, like boom, right? His career just took off like a rocket. So we're saying his career just took off like a rocket. So first he was a teacher for just 1 week, and he is now the professor of a university, right? Now he's
Mm.
now a professor, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what we're saying. Someone's career just took off. That is, so you see, like, right. So that is an exemplary of that. All right. So what do you have? Do you have a question, or can you give me take off? Please give me an example of. Okay, this one maybe. All right, Ellen,
The,
let's do. Yes, I'm listening.
what?
Yes, give me an example of take off. A sentence using take
The
off.
plane is take off.
All right. So remember, right. So remember, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to use take off. Remember, this is subject to change. The tenses can suddenly change. Right. If you can say the plane, right? The
Mm.
plane took off, right? Right.
Mm.
So we're taking take as a past tense of took, right, which is took, right? The plane took off at 2 o'clock yesterday, right?
Mm.
Took off at 2 p.m., right? So we are saying, right, and then if we want to make the plane will take off, right? Or the plane is about to take off. So make sure your sentence is grammatically correct. So if it's in the past tense, make sure if the word can be turned, I turned down, for example, right? I turned down, right? The past tense of turn, right, is turned, which is put ed, right? So, right, so, right, so that is do. I turned down the offer, right? I turned down the volume, right? Right, of that, what. That is what we have. So remember, don't ever forget your sentence has to have a grammatical accuracy. So that is what we are saying. So remember, if it's in the past, if your sentence is supposed to be in the past, make sure you it's in the past or present, right?
Mm.
Or present. All right. So let's continue. So what are we saying?
The
The plane
plane
oh,
took off at 2 p.m.
very good. So now let's use take off. Let's try to use grammatical correct using take off, right? Make a sentence using take off. I've given you three examples, but now I want you to regurgitate them. So what do we have? All right, so let's continue and see. Right, so I was saying, all right, the plane will take off at around 5 p.m. tomorrow, right? That is another way of saying will take off, right? Remember when we use will or right, the plane is taking off, right? Will take off. The plane will take off tomorrow, right? And then the plane is taking off at around it's taking off around 5 o'clock right now. It's taking off at 5, right? It's taking off right now. No. All right, so let's look at the next one, which is take.
Take
And
up.
very good. So, what is it? What is it? What does it mean to take up?
To do
So what I see is to what? To begin to engage in or to occupy, right? To occupy. So right, 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 right. Okay, you want to buy this big table, it will take up all the space in our dining, right?
mm,
Yes, it will take up all the space in our dining. So we have this. This is our area of the dining, and you want to buy a table which is this size, right?
yeah.
Right. So we'll say space, right?
Mm.
Wow. So that is to take up, right? That part, right? It is to eat up the area, right? Of a certain place which is not good. Right? For example, okay, it can be either good or not good. It depends on how you put sentence, right?
No.
So as we continue, what we have, it is the next one. It is what? What do we have? After take up, what do we have?
Step step off,
Set.
set out,
Very good. Set up or set out or set off. Right. So what do you have? As we're saying, set out or set off. Right. I will give you these as two for your homework, right? Remember, tomorrow, I need you to research on this one, which is to set up, set out, set off, right?
yeah.
For example, we have to see what it means, right? Right. So that is good. All right. So is we are supposed to finish it, right. So okay, let's just do this part, and we will do the next part tomorrow, right? As we have eaten most of our time, but excuse me. All right. Excuse me. All right. So as we're looking at this, what would we say it is to get along with? Excuse me. Oh, to my nozzle. So our last letter, our last phrasal will be get along with. Right. So what are we saying? Get along with. Get along with. It is to live
With somebody.
right. I have to get along with somebody, like live together, and right, we have to live together in harmony, right?
Yeah.
Without fighting, without doing anything which is irresponsible. All right, so that is it for today. All right, I will see you next time. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you next time.
See you next time.